You know how we start this. Roll call.
Kaya.
Ryan.
Mikey.
Kyle.
And Steven! Welcome back, everybody, for an early session. A nooner. An actual nooner. You know, too bad that couldn't be in the last campaign. That would have been so fitting. Anyways, welcome back to episode number... Oh gosh, what episode number is this? I believe this is 35. Yes, episode 35. Part 2 of the arc we can now officially dub Breath of the Yellow Rose. In our last adventure, the party, after finishing up some of their odd bits of business throughout the city, reconvened at the Oxpit Tavern, deciding that their next course of action before heading out towards the Earthspur Mountains to the east of Mulemaster to check in on Boone's brother, as well as investigate some of the mysterious going-ons of the Earthspur Mountains, being contacted by none other than Groshen Lore, the Smiling Shark himself, head of the Hawks. But before going on such an adventure, the party decided to follow their leads, using the invitation from Mr. Savage and Zora Rosaline Colkin to get an audience with the Zora and Zora, the Karametrius, one of the blades of the city who are in charge of collecting taxes, which makes the family very wealthy, but also very unpopular in the city of Mulemaster. But a necessary evil, one might say. The party successfully navigated into the Karametrius estate, the second blade estate that the party has visited in our adventures. Third, actually. There, they met with Corona Karametru, a rather dour woman who seemingly did not possess any knowledge of the potential dangers or practices that her wayward son, Thylius Karametru, had been engaging with. Nor was she aware of a monk from the Monastery of the Yellow Rose by the name of Ovan, who seemed to be working with Thylius and teaching others a perversion of the Breath of the Yellow Rose. The party, with an address given to them by Zora Karametru, went to the far northern part of the city, in a rather deserted and run-down part of the city, away from the peering eyes of much of the city's wealthiest corners. The party discovered a compound that, according to the guards at the gate, was a place of learning led by Thylius Karametru, to enliven people and teach them the breath of the Yellow Rose. Interested in, with a successful ruse, some good rolls, and well-timed verbiage, Freddy was allowed first into the complex, meeting Thylius Karametru, who seemed incredibly interested in the young cloak's stature and ascendance within his own brotherhood, a magic caster to add to the school. Freddy successfully convinced Thylius to allow the rest of the party into the complex. There they were treated to a very light lunch of the smallest salad the world has ever seen, followed by a rather intense series of breathing exercises, stretches, and other pseudo-martial arts that left some of the party rather taxed. However, Rornek, unsurprisingly, aced through this first lesson with Thylius and what turned out to be a number of nobles underneath his sway. While no overt magic was discovered, Freddy did notice that on Thylius' hand, a ring did ping with divination magic. During this exercise, the party did set eyes upon Ovan, a rather timid-looking human male in the blue robes of the Monastery of the Yellow Rose, who, with a noticeable bit of fear, or at least hesitation, walked the class through some of the movements of the Breath of Yellow Rose, gaining the insightful eye of Rornak and Thylius, who noticed how well Rornak went through the movements of the rest of the Yellow Rose. After only one member of the party drank some tea that was offered, the class came to an abrupt halt as Thylius seemed to lose interest in the party, besides Freddy, after this set of classes. His mood shifting on the flip of a coin, from being warm and generous at times to cold and haughty at other times. The party was escorted out of the premises, but not before noticing a rather disturbing amount of deep scratches and gauges going up and down the stairs of the compound. With one final kind of look back at the complex, they noticed a man standing at one of the large windows outlooking the compound, a necklace of strange feathers around his neck as he watched the party leave. The last bit of prevalent information being that Thylius's top student, or right-hand woman, is Letitia Goss, step-cousin to Lapis and Freddy, and also the sister to Andric Goss, a potential match for Lapis, the young Zora of House Goss. A difficult situation, and something definitely amiss as the party left the complex. They decided to take care of this business one way or another the following night, staking out on top of the wall surrounding Mulemaster, and then half the party washing the gate. I believe it's Freddy and Rornak and Jasper and Jove. Jasper and Jove being on top of the wall of Mulemaster, looking down into the complex, and Rornak and Freddy watching the front gate. There they timed out what appeared to be 3 separate guards performing a kind of triangle around the estate inside the complex's walls, as the party is getting kind of the intel on the guards coming and goings within the complex. A slight chuckle is heard on the wind, a growing cacophony of laughter as 3 of these avian-faced, dust-like creatures seem to concentrate and condense, becoming more solid in the air above our party. I believe I asked, with some really good perception checks, I believe it was a natural 20 from Jove and like an unnatural 20 from Rornak, allows the party to spot these incoming assailants. So could I have the party please roll initiative?
Okay. Oh, a nat 20.
Nice.
All right, first roll.
Nice. First roll of the Sunday Nooner.
Ooh, look at those initiatives.
Ooh,
Okay.
even Freddy.
Even
What's that supposed to
Freddy.
You know what it means.
Oh, let's not be coy here. Any other person been like, yeah, what do you mean? This one, not here. We don't do that here. Okay. Wow, some great initiatives from you guys. 22, isn't it? All right. Joe. We'll go. Let's flip a coin for you guys. I'm going to have Jove, you rolled the highest initiative. God or Jesus?
Feeling God today.
Indeed.
Feel good in this Discord tonight.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Jove, you called it correctly. You are indeed feeling God right now. Let's go. And then Jasp. Interesting. Freddy, what's your dex?
+2.
Would you please roll me a d20? And add your dex modifier.
9.
I gotcha. Okay. At the start of initiative, 40 feet above the ground of Molemaster, on top of the wall that surrounds the city, encasing Molemaster in almost like this protective shell, only opening up into the Bay of Molemaster. Looking across the city in this darkened corner, the lights of Molemaster, the many flumes of smoke and fire from the many forges that go nearly year-round in Molemaster continue to light up the sky. But Jove, you are more focused on these avian monstrosities who are beginning to descend down upon you. They've probably got a solid 15 feet in the air above you as this starts. As you can see their bodies condensing into these strange, not quite skeletal, but thin, clawed limbs, strange avian faces, half formed. They seem to almost shift as the wind blows. You can see it's almost like all the dust in the air has concentrated into this single kind of beaked mask, where the limbs almost move and shift around the bodies as they begin to descend down upon you. You have first initiative. You look up and see 3 of these creatures with your passive of 17 descending on you and Jasper.
So Jasper helped me up this wall with a rope. Is that rope fastened by any means? I just want to make sure that if I need to get off this wall, that I actually have a way.
Well, Jasper did hold the rope that allowed you to climb up of it. I don't believe it's fastened to anything. I believe it was fastened just to Jasper.
We hadn't ever actually described it. Like, personally, I was thinking of tying it to like one of the crenellations of the wall, but we never really bothered to say that, so it's really up to Dom. Yeah.
Up to me, huh? I would say that this rope is attached to Jasper. That it is likely that tied around Jasper, since she has boots of spider climbing and would not fall unless she decided to fall off that wall. She makes a perfectly good anchor all the time, and that's easiest, which I think would be more of what Jasper would be doing. So,
Yeah.
the rope is attached to Jasper. Jove, it is. The rope is, of course, technically still in your hands as you've like just climbed up, looked out, watched some of this, and then, the fuck? Looking up, and there are these creatures.
And I'm guessing that, there's no like ladders going up these walls or anything. Like if we were to go laterally on this wall, we would hit like a some sort of like, I don't know if outpost is the right word, but kind of
Covered area.
Yes,
Yeah.
you would know from your first adventure in Mulmaster that every about 100 or so feet along the walls of Mulmaster is kind of that housing where there will be a set of stairs that'll eventually allow you to get down. There's likely going to be City Watch Guard in it, but you know that's roughly 50 feet in either direction down these walls will eventually lead you to such a guardhouse.
Okay, I feel a little more comfortable about where I am. With all that in hand, if the 3 things are only 15 feet above us, I am going to I'm going to use bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the one that, I don't know, are they all kind of moving at the same speed, so there's not really one in front of the other?
Indeed.
Okay, well then I will just cast it on one of them, and then I will go ahead and hold an action with my spear to strike whatever enemy comes my way first.
You got it.
And then if Jasper hadn't already picked up, I don't know with my passive perception if I'd be able to tell. If she could tell, Jove would definitely be like, "Yo, look up."
That's me.
She hadn't noticed. With the perception she rolled, she needed that.
So yeah, and Jasper, you see Jove get into his low, Spartan position that you know pretty well, and you see him look up. And you can kind of hear the scraping of the Electrum spear on top of the shield as he sets himself ready. And that's Joe's turn.
Excellent.
Yourself ready, but I'm
Sorry, not sorry. All three of the methods above you, Jove, go.
Oh my god. Alright, cool.
So all three of them. So let's first start with Jasper and Jove making dexterity saving throws.
Cool.
I got a 20.
20, that succeeds.
Oh my god. This is not the time to fail these things, Jasper. 9.
You are blinded.
Cool.
At the end of each of your turns, you may make that saving throw once again to end the condition. Jasper, you do look up just in time to see one of these avian dust creatures almost do like a flap of these wings made entirely of dust. It like rains down upon both of you. Joe, you already having eyes on this are prepared and avert your eyes. However, Jasper, you look up straight into it and get a mask/eye full of dust. Just straight on in, straight into the cornea. Or whatever the middle of the eye is fucking
Super
called.
duper.
Yeah, you're currently blinded. But that's one turn. Turn number 2 for one of these bad boys. I already have it pulled up, but I want to ask just to be funs. Hey, Freddy, how many D8s do I roll for sleep?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake. Are you just doing first level?
Yes, indeed.
I believe it's 5d8. Let me.
You
check.
are correct.
Yeah.
So, let's see how many of them bad boys. 4, 3, 6, 8, 15, 7, 21.
5d1.
Okay, so the first one. What are your hit point totals, Jasper and Jove?
34.
42.
Ooh,
Wow.
wow, chunky.
Yeah. This
you-
is why sleep is good at low level.
You both feel this kind of light dusting cover your bodies. There's a warmth to it, and you feel your body start to get heavy. However, that is not enough to dissuade you from the imminent danger that is looming above you, as you are both able to shrug off the effects of sleep. It is not enough this time around. The third of these creatures is going to come on down. It is going to attack you, Jasper. You're currently blinded. It makes an
Yeah.
attack.
If it goes through Jove's attack range, he's got that. Prepared
You
action.
may.
And I don't know which one it has Hunter's mark on it, but I'll let you.
I will say, let's roll a d6 to decide. On a 1 or 2, it'll be the one. Oh, that's all right. It is not the one you have Hunter's mark set up for, Jove.
Well, I whiff my attack anyways.
You're focused on the one with Hunter's mark. You weren't expecting this one to move. That is going to be a 16 to hit, Jasper.
I didn't have a chance to equip my shield, so I'm gonna have to say that hits.
Okay, you take a claw attack for a grand total Where is, of course, the smallest ones? Okay. You take 5 points of slashing damage.
Okie dokie.
All right, those are its turns. It is now Jasper. You feel this. It's a terrible sequence of 3 events of being blinded by dust straight into the eyes. You get pocket sanded. And then the feeling of heaviness asleep, having to pull that off while you're still trying to get the dust out of your eyes, immediately followed by the sharp pain of something slashing through your foot.
Yeah, this sucks. She's gonna equip her shield and axe, and she's not super loving the idea of making a wild swing. She really doesn't want to hit Jove, but she really can't think of any other reasonable course of action. So we're gonna have to just make a blind attack on this thing that just hit her.
Please do. Go ahead, roll with disadvantage.
Yeah. Alright. Jesus. It's only 11 to hit.
11. You swing, and it doesn't seem to connect with anything. Jove, since you have eyes on this, you watch Jasper swing this kind of wild, sweeping arc around her, and just barely goes over the top of this creature, just missing it by inches.
And I think she'll be like, Jove, I'm fucking blind right now. And
Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw to get rid of that blindness. I assume
interesting.
this is
Even
the...
the save out of it is Dex?
Indeed.
Huh.
Yep, at the end of each of the creature's turns, it may repeat the saving throw to successfully end the condition.
12?
A 12 will do.
Okay.
You're able to get... you swing wildly and kind of stow your battle axe underneath kind of your arm holding your shield, and you're able to get your hand underneath your mask and get the rest of the dust out of there. You blink open and you see that, like, on top of your foot, claws just barely pulling out from it. You see right in front of you this twisted avian dust creature that seems completely focused on trying to remove your foot from your body.
Hey, fuck that. Yeah, that's my turn.
Excellent. All right, no longer blinded.
I'll take it.
Then we move down. It is 2 of the creatures, 15 feet above Freddy and Rornak. Rornak, I believe it is your perception that notices these creatures. Just in time, for I need both Freddy and Rornak to make me dexterity saving throws.
Can do. That's 12.
12.
Mine is a 6.
Siblings who are blinded together stay together because Rornak, you're able to avert your eyes. Freddy, much like your sister, Rornak points upwards towards these creatures. You look up just in time to catch an eye full of sand and dust. You are currently blinded.
The pocket sand.
Yes, and then they are going to try the same exact tactic of trying to put you to sleep. So let's see what they roll. What are your
family weakness is pocket sand, apparently.
6, 2, 8.
It's just not expected,
Okay, Freddy, what is your hit point maximum?
31.
31. Rornak, what is your hit point maximum?
32.
You both have that same sensation as this kind of sleeping sand descends upon you. You feel that heaviness, that warmth, that call to sleep. However, once again, things are more dangerous than that, and there ain't no time for sleeping, as you're both able to brush off the effects of this sleep spell. Before the third one can move, however, it is Rornak.
Well then, so are these these apparitions and all, have they like actually descended like to us? Like, are they within melee range, or would I have to like throw a dart?
You would have to throw a dart at this time. Two of them have used ranged spells and have cast them. I'm going to use air quotes. Cast them down upon you, but they have not moved down to engage you.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Rory will definitely take one of the darts then out of his pack, and I don't know how high above me they are, but he
15
would try
feet.
to 15 feet. Okay, he'll back up a little bit to get it to about like 20 feet, and then we will throw from there.
Go for it.
And that is, I rolled another 12 to hit.
A 12 hits. Just meets.
I will take that. And that is gonna be for 7 piercing.
7 piercing. You got it. You throw your dart, and it pierces through, kind of like what would be on any other creature, a direct shot through the skull. It blows out the other side of this avian monster's head. There's a small kind of popping sound, not quite like a balloon, more like when you take like a plastic bag and it's got that air in it, and you twist it until eventually it just kind of pops, and you hear that noise audibly from it. However, just as soon as the kind of air begins to blow and disperse out the side of this body, it almost comes back around, the dust refilling it. While the creature is now smaller than what it once was, it has certainly still got a lot of fight left in it. But that is 7 points of damage, you said?
Yes.
Absolutely. We'll say it on that one. Gotcha. Anything else from you, Ronek?
I think that's all for Rory, other than you just say, obviously, you just say, look above us to Freddy, but that's really it for him.
It is now that third monster's turn, as it is going to go after Freddy. That is also a 16 to hit Freddy.
Does it have advantage because I'm blinded?
That is with advantage.
Okay. 16 hits.
16 indeed. You're going to take 3 points of slashing damage as it seems to claw. Freddy, much like your sister, you have this awful sensation of looking up to get blinded, trying to shrug off a hard bit of sleep, and then the immediate sensation of a creature's claws going from kind of almost where the start of your neck is down towards your stomach, as if it is trying to claw into your body. That's its turn. We go now to Freddy.
Okay. Now I'm trying to pick a spell that doesn't require me to see something, which isn't many.
What is a caster without their sight?
Vicious Mockery? Don't they just have to hear?
Let's see. You can see within range.
Vicious Mockery.
Yeah, I don't know that there's much we can do. I guess I can make a spell attack with a firebolt.
You can indeed. It's already at disadvantage, so you might as well go for it. No such thing as double
Pretty sure I missed.
disadvantage.
11.
11. Rornak, you see, oh my god, it's Jasper and Freddy, like almost frame for frame.
It's ridiculous.
Like, you watch as Freddy, almost like Firelord Ozai style, tries to go for the fire chop. Real close here, and just inches away from this, shoots like kind of this gout of flame, just whoosh, and it just barely misses the top of this creature's dome. Freddy, I believe, unless you're taking some movements, you may make that dexterity saving throw again to remove your blindness.
16.
A 16 does beat for beat with Jasper as you remove blindness from yourself.
Alright.
All right. I believe that is the end of our first initiative. We go back to the top with Jove.
Hearing Jasper say that she's blind, he's gonna turn over to her and strike at the Mephit that is engaged with her.
Go ahead and roll it with advantage.
Ooh, well, I crit failed on the first one, so I'll go ahead and re-roll that. Okay. Yeah, so that is gonna definitely hit with a 24.
A 24 will indeed hit.
All right, so this is not my Hunter's Marked one, so this will be for 9 piercing.
9 piercing, absolutely. That same kind of plastic bag popping noise as you drive your electrum spear through the center mass of this creature, dispersing some of its body. It's shrinking as bits of wind and dust escape from it. While damaged, it's certainly not dead yet.
Then was the advantage from like
Flanking,
Was that-
indeed.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure I'm in that position. So Jasper gets that same advantage. So with it flanked, Jove is gonna sit tight here.
Okay, it's the 3 of those creatures' turns. We're gonna roll 1 for recharge. Nope, no recharge. That's okay, because the other one will use its breath. Can I have you both make dexterity saving throws again?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'd
Ooh,
say
oh, yeah.
19.
19, success.
And a 21.
A 21, success. Dust you once, shame on you. Dust you twice, well, you can't get dust again, and you do not get dust again, as one will try to blind you. The other one is going to... That's dirty. I'm gonna do it. Jasper, could you make me a contested athletics check?
Oh my god.
No.
Here we go. 15.
You win this one by 2.
Okay.
As you clear the dust out of your eyes to watch this avian creature come full speed and slams into the top of your body. With your own upper body strength supplied with your boots of spider walking, sticking you to the ground, you are able to keep upright as this thing tried to shove you off the top of this wall.
Of course it fucking did.
Yeah. Then, so one creature used its breath. One creature tried to shove you off. The other one is going to continue to try to remove your foot from your body as it's going to take an attack. It now has advantage on you because it's within its allies. Not going to be a crit, but that is a 18 to hit.
Stop hitting my AC. Yes, it hits.
Go ahead and take 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
As you pick up your shield, however, you got to get the shield in front of the creature to stop it from eating your foot.
They never teach you that at Shield School.
Speaking of shield school, it's your move.
Great. I mean, let's see. I already need to use my second wind here, for my bonus action. Or, let's see. Actually, yeah, with the threat of the sleeping, I think that's the best move. So we'll go ahead and use the bonus action. Only get 5 HP back, but we'll take it. And then she's gonna make an attack on the one we've got flanked right now.
Absolutely, go for it.
Beautiful. Roll for the crit. Don't get it. So that's a 23 to hit.
23 to hit. That'll do. Roll damage and go ahead and add sneak attack.
Danke. Oh, that one rolled off the table. Okay. So all said and told, that is going to be 15 slashing.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, tired of this thing harrying her foot. Like, it gets a hit in, and I think in that like brief moment where it's lingering, in that spot, she's gonna just bring the axe down and like chop it into the ground and like cleave it in twain.
As your axe cleaves to the center mass of this thing, instead of that small plastic bag popping, this is like a bag of chips that somebody in the cafeteria has popped the other side just to make the loud pop. As I need Jove and Jasper to make Constitution saving throws.
Ay, ay, ay.
I love
He's with
Mephits.
the
Like,
Mephits.
honestly, Mephits are such a great creature. Damn, I'm rolling hot. I got a 20.
Success!
Also rolling hot on that one, 22.
Yeah, this time, you will not be sanded thrice. As this thing's body explodes out in all directions with a loud pop that kind of rings out over the city of Mulmaster, lost to the hammering of its many forges. You're both able to get an arm up as it explodes in this death burst of dust. However, you are not blinded.
Dope. How wide is the like walkway of this wall?
It is, if I were to, let me use my map from olden days to get you the exact answer to that one. Where? Oh, where? That's from my last campaign. Oh, where? That's from the last campaign. Oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where? From the last campaign. Nope, those are flames. I need this to be part 1. On top of the wall, it is... So it's 40 feet above, and it is a 20 by 20 area.
Okay.
Atop the
Yeah,
walls.
she's as she's strafing around the one that tried to knock her off, to like get on the kind of inside of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can strafe to put your back towards like the center area of the wall so that you would be
Right.
looking down towards the complex and not have your back towards the fall.
Yeah, and she's gonna say, "Jove, get away from the edge! They're trying to push me off," and that'll be it.
Gotcha. That is Jasper's turn. We return back down to two of the creatures by Freddy and Rornak, as one of those creatures is going to come around the side of Freddy and line up the breath weapon to catch both Rornak and Freddy with another dust breath. So can I have you both make dexterity saving throws, please?
Eight.
8. Rornak. Rornak, what's your dexterity
Hello?
saving throw?
You hear me now?
I can
Hello?
indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what was going on there, but I rolled 18.
18. Another breath of dust. Freddy, you're blinded once again. Rornak, you are able to get your arm up in time as you see the remaining one of these creatures goes down to surround Freddy. And he's going to take an attack on Freddy, once again clawing towards his midsection and throat. Even with advantage, that's only a 13.
That hits.
Oh, yes. It's going to be 4 points of slashing damage. All right, it is then Rornek.
Alrighty.
You see that these creatures, whilst trying to catch you with their more area of effect abilities, they do seem hyper-focused on getting to the center mass of Freddy.
Gotcha. Brornak will, and that, the one that he had thrown the dart at before, has that one moved at all? Is that the one that is on Freddy, or is it still, like, hanging above in the air?
All three of them at this point have now moved over to Freddy.
Gotcha. Alrighty then, we are gonna head that way, and I would like to line myself up, if I've kept track here of the one that I did throw the dart at. and
Indeed.
I will make a strike with my spear on that one.
Go for it.
Cool.
First attack with the spear.
Yes, and it's a hit with a 21.
21 will do. Go ahead.
Ooh, and for the max damage too, so 11 piercing on that.
11 piercing. How do you want to do this?
Ooh, it's, oh man, like, it's getting a little bit used to with the staff, especially realizing, like, okay, there's really mainly one end that I can kind of vault onto, so it's kind of pulling out with a bit of a spin, hitting it on the back end to get a little bit of that pole vault, and then now instead of coming down with like the kick, it's just a clean pierce as he just goes straight shish kebab on it, and yeah, I
Yeah,
imagine there's a lot of pop to go with.
You pogo stick this bad boy and skewer it like a kebab. It does cause it to explode. I just need you to make the Constitution saving throw. Freddy, you get blasted with another thing of sand, but you're already blinded, so it doesn't make it any worse.
And that was a con save, you said, right?
Indeed. This one's a Constitution save.
Yeah, that was a 11.
11. Just barely save.
Oh. Woohoo.
However, that does, since you check the same one, that takes care of its turn, which takes us to Freddy instead.
Make a spell attack firebolt.
With disadvantage.
Yep, the first one was a 20. That one is an 11.
11. Just misses.
Yep.
Go ahead and make me that dexterity saving throw.
8.
No, this one's deep in there. Continued to be blinded for the time being. But back to the top with Jove.
Hearing Jasper, he's going to go ahead and put some space from the edge of the wall. Get some space. He wants to get away from the edge of the wall. And he's going to... Hunter's Mark, I feel like, since I'm able to, like, track things and everything with it, am I able to point out of the two which one has the Hunter's
Oh,
Mark?
yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sorry, are they all now on the top of the wall with us, or is one still flying in the air?
One is still indeed 15 feet above you. Another one that came down to push Jasper has not moved.
Gotcha.
Yet.
Which one has my Hunter's Mark on it again?
That would be the one that came after Jasper.
Excellent. Yeah, then Jove will maneuver himself in such a way that gets him off of the wall and ideally flanking this individual. If that is possible.
Yes, you could indeed flank this individual. However, that would put you in the risk territory. That would have your back up against the fall as it speaks. Because it came up to Jasper to try to push her over. If it hasn't moved, if you want to get flanking with Jasper, you'd have to put yourself in a precarious position.
So I'm thinking through the eyes of a halfling here. Like, I feel like Jove is not as worried about getting pushed off the side of a wall, considering he's like probably not as tall, like over the parapets or whatever. So, help me with that. Do you think that's a fair thing for Jove to be thinking? That it's like, oh, he won't get pushed over.
You tell me, is Jove brave?
Well, yeah.
then they have your answer.
All right. Well, then he'll get into prime position here, and
Go ahead and roll with advantage.
okay. There we go. Advantage saving me there for a 22.
That'll hit. Yeah, Jasper, you yell to Joe, stay away from the edge. He's like, gotcha! And then goes straight up to the edge and skewers this thing.
She's standing here thinking, wow, I would have never done that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just as ice in his veins, fucking steel ball run style. Just rolls up behind this thing and just. Ah! How much damage do you do, Jove?
It's with a 13.
With a 13. Ooh, yeah. You skewer this thing, and it lets out a screech, but it almost is more like a wheeze, like a. As its body shrinks drastically. It is on the verge of losing its elemental form, but it's not quite there yet. Anything else from you, Jove?
He's gonna drop his hips and get real low.
Get real low.
Real. Drop that dump truck, and that's gonna be his turn.
Okay, with the two remaining methods, they both have used their breath. So let's see. Do we get the recharge? One says yes. Let's go recharge breath. Could I have Jove and Jasper make that dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
I got 18.
18.
12?
A 12. Those would both pass.
Okay.
As you get you hear the sound of its breath weapon beginning to pour out from its body. You're able to block your eyes and keep yourself from being blinded. In that moment, Joe, the one in front of you, leaves your area to go after Jasper. You may make an attack of opportunity.
Shall. That's a fail. Roll a halfling crit fail. So.
Ooh, yeah, no. This would, as you're trying, it moves out of your way as you're trying to keep yourself from being blinded. It leaves your hands in an awkward angle, and you're not able to get that strike. Instead, it goes over to you, Jasper, and is going to try to attack your foot.
Stop!
That is a 17.
Oh, that'll just miss. She just moves the foot out of the way. She's ready for that shit.
Yeah, as it comes like this awful, like broken winged bird hobble walk, like as it kind of like skips and hobbles across the stones that make up the wall, towards your foot, and just drives like its whole essence into the ground, trying to pierce through that foot, and you're just able to, within inches of it, just pull your foot back. That's going to be those two turn, and that leads us to Jasper.
So the way this has worked out, it is no longer flanked.
It is no longer flanked.
Okay. Well, regardless, she will make an attack against it.
Go for it.
Merely a 12.
Merely a 12, but a 12 just hits.
Fuck yes, love to hear it. And that's only gonna be 6 slashing.
6 slashing, that is enough. How would you like to do this?
Dope. Almost exactly the same as the last one, since it's down by her foot. She's just gonna bring the axe down and cut it in half.
Can I have you make Constitution saving throw?
Yes, you may.
Miss Jasper?
Yes, just Jasper. It is out of your range.
Another good save for 18.
Absolutely, void being blinded. There is now just the singular creature above you, about 15 feet. Left. Any movement from you, Jasper, or do you hold your ground?
She's gonna use her movement to pull Jove away from the wall if she can do that.
Yeah, you can pull Jove over to you. I would allow that.
Cool, yeah. That'll be it.
Okay, then we go down to that one's dead. So it's the two methods on Freddy. Do I get recharge? Oh, that's one of them's a yes. As it's one's going to try to blind everybody around here. Rornak, make me that dexterity saving throw.
And do. That's a 13.
13, that'll pass. The other one's going to make a strike at Freddy with advantage. There's the crit.
Aye.
No.
That's going to be 4, 6 plus... for 8 points of slashing damage. That then takes us down to Rornak.
Well, I don't like that they have just struck my friend. So, I would like to make a spear attack on that bad boy.
Go for it.
Nice. And that is a 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
That'll be for 9 piercing damage.
9 piercing,
And then-
gotcha.
And then I will bonus action for the unarmed strike as well.
Sure thing.
That is a 23 to hit, so they take an additional, let's see, 3 bludgeoning on top of that.
3 bludgeoning, you got it. Yes, its form shrinks and dissipates slightly. It's lost a lot of its essence. It's still there, but definitely hurt. As we then move down to Freddy.
Well, that was a lot of damage. Let me see if I can heal myself. If I
Yeah, how are you looking right now?
creature I touch, I'm below half. Wait, no, I'm about half. Yeah, I'm gonna cure wounds on myself.
Cure wounds, you got it.
Heal for 10.
Heal for 10. All right.
We like it.
Not
At
bad.
the end of my turn, I'm gonna do a dex save and get a 19.
Yes, you are no longer blinded. You send out your wintry green mints. You circle breathe, do a little French inhale, and that, minty green smoke lifts the rest of that dust from your eyes. You feel invigorated and clear-eyed. Now, we go back to the tippy top with Jove. There's the last remaining avian creature, Dust Muffet, as we now know, 15 feet above the air.
Yes. So what Jove is going to do is he will, kind of smack Jesper's hand off of the nape of his neck. Come on.
Nah, come on. Yeah. Hands off the merchandise.
And then use his bonus action to move Hunter's Mark to the flying one. And if this is possible, he wants to kind of aim. He wants to position himself so when he throws a javelin, so he's not like throwing towards the compound that we're looking at. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So that if it arcs, it goes down the opposite side of the wall, not straight down into the complex.
Yes, please.
Gotcha.
So, or even like if he missed, that it would be along the top of the wall. But regardless, he's just trying not to go into the compound. So he'll.
Sure thing.
It's not like he's gonna miss. So
Yeah, it's not like you'd roll back-to-back crit fails. That's never happened.
So he'll let loose this old javelin.
Please give it to me, game.
Oh yeah, that's only 11 there, Captain.
11. That will not hit, but however, that is not a big enough of a miss for your javelin to go into the complex.
Wunderbar. So yeah, he'll miss it.
Yeah, it's an awkward angle trying to get if you could just huck this bad boy and the spear could go anywhere, you could nail this fucker. But since you're trying to keep it from falling into the complex, you're like, it's the best angle on this one to not just throw it straight up. And you miss it by inches.
And then Jove is going to kind of take a defensive position in front of Jasper, knowing that she's already taken a couple of licks and he's feeling fresh. So he's got his shield out, and yeah, we'll do such things.
All right, roll for recharge. That's negatory. All right. Well, this creature has one goal and one goal only. It will descend upon you, Jasper, and come after that foot.
Not my toesies.
That is only a 16.
Yeah, she drops her, like, even before it reaches her, she drops her shield down in front of her foot. No.
And you can feel the thuds of it trying to claw through your shield to get to your foot, which then leads it to your turn.
Do these things have a fucking foot fetish or something? She takes a axe attack at it. Actually, if she can move like in such a way to give herself flanking, she would do that. Otherwise, just an axe attack.
This one would just have to be an axe attack.
Okie dokie. Ooh, that's certain. Oh, actually, 11.
11 just misses.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Whiffs all around as we then jump down to the two other methods. Roll for recharge. That's a double no. So that means that's a double attack on the bard. Actually,
Not the bard.
yes, the bard. Ooh, what's this one? Oh, a 2 and a 5. That one's not going to hit. The other one is a 7 and an 18. I'm assuming the 18 plus hits. And I don't
You
need to
don't have
assume.
advantage.
I don't have advantage. You're absolutely right. Actually, I do have advantage. You're flanked.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, the 18 hits.
do. Absolutely. That's going to be damage. Minimum. 3 points of slashing damage. Then it is Rornak's turn. She watches these creatures do not get their breath weapon once again, and instead fully focus on trying to rip through the center of your bard.
I don't want them to do that. So we will once again attack the last one that I struck with the spear here.
You do have advantage on this.
Nice that I did, because I had rolled a crit fail. But instead, that will be a 24.
A 24 will hit.
So that's going to be for 6 piercing.
6 piercing. How do you want to do this?
Beautiful, beautiful. Is it on the feet right now? Is it still is it also kind of going down low, or where is it?
It is trying. It's almost as if it is trying to drag one of its limbs through Freddy's mouth, down his throat, into his stomach.
Yeah, it's almost like scalpel procedure, just lining it up please don't stab Freddy, please don't stab Freddy, and just this quick straight through the head, through both eyes, and then just pulling it right back out off of Freddy, trying to keep him at bay. And I will actually even use a key point for Flurry of Blows to take 2 more attacks on the other creature near him.
Absolutely. However, I do need you and Freddy both to make Constitution saving throws.
Of course.
As this thing pops.
Ooh, that is a 13 for me.
A 13. That'll pass.
What kind of save?
Constitution.
9.
Blinded.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Literally, you're like, don't stab Freddy, and you see as Rornak gets within inches of your face with this, just in time for the whole thing to pop and blind you once again.
I'm sorry, man. I can't just let him be on you, though. I'm so sorry.
A small price to pay for salvation.
Okay.
Go ahead and
I'll
make your 2 attacks.
will.
Are you going to use any of your hands of healing or hurting?
Um.
On your
Are-
tank.
What's
On
that?
your tank.
The tankiest boy, the bard.
Literally does. I'll use one as a handy healing just to help out with Freddy.
Absolutely. Go ahead and I believe that replaces one of your attacks with the heal.
Yes.
And then so go ahead and roll that
I'll roll.
attack.
Yeah. So the attack hits with a 19.
That it does.
And so the creature will take 6 bludgeoning, and then Freddy, you're healed for 5 hit points. As I imagine Rornak like almost like grabs onto and is like squeezing onto it, trying to like somewhat choke it and also like rip it off of you, and he then puts his he puts his other hand up against you as well, Fred, and you start to feel like some of the life force almost being like siphoned back into you as you're healed for 5.
Like Uncle Ira redirecting lightning, but in this case, it's damaging with one hand, healing with the other hand. All right, beautiful. It is then Freddy's turn.
Gonna make spell attack, firebolt. Misses. I didn't even have to roll the second time.
What was your first roll?
11.
We'll roll the second one to see if you get that crit fail.
No, I got a nat 20.
Oh, a nat 20 and 11. Unfortunate. All right, back to the tippy top with Jove.
Yes. Okay,
Wait.
yeah, he'll.
Go ahead and make that Constitution saving throw to get rid of your blindness.
Oh, right. 14?
14, you are no longer blind.
Okay.
For now.
For now. I got one more shot. And see if I can get the quintuple blind. The quintuple Bam Bam. Dropping pallets. Flashbangs. Jove.
Jove is going to skirt around this method that's on Jasper's foot and is going to break out the Electrum Spear and take a nice little jab at it.
With advantage.
With advantage. Thank God. Oh my God. 2 halfling crit fails in a row.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's incredible. You never see that happen. You don't lose hands on your Electrum Spear, but oh, Jove, you got close. You could feel that like slip. It's only with like just the strength of your digits that you're able to hold on to the end of your Electrum Spear before it slides off into the complex.
Playing Bishop with fucking Jasper's toes right now.
For real.
Yeah, it wasn't the stab forward, it was the pull backwards, Joe. Too much muster on that and just whoop, and you're just like,
Yeah, Joe's gonna try and keep it together, and we'll just continue to press this guy. So that'll be Joe's turn.
All right, can I roll the recharge? Nope. So we're gonna attack Jasper. Huh. Oh, that's only a 7. That's not gonna do. Jasper, it's your move.
I was just trying to play fucking whack-a-mole with these methods. She'll make her attack with her axe once more, I assume with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
It's low, but a 13 hit.
A 13 does hit.
Beautiful. For 11.
11 points. Yeah. You slash through it, and you can hear the wind deflating out of it. It decreases in size, but it's not dead just yet. we drop on down to, unless you've got any other movement.
No, yeah, that's all.
We drop on down to that's last remaining Mephit, who's gonna, with advantage, try to attack the bard. That's a 6, so that's not gonna do. Oh, that's double 6s. Back. 10s won't do it, even on your low EC. Fortunate. Rornak.
Alrighty. We're gonna take another attack on this last boy.
Go for it.
Hopefully. That's only an 11.
That is not gonna do.
That's fair. I will still try the unarmed bonus attack, and that was even lower. That's a 10. So
That's low. Just spinning around, fist and spears, not finding any purchase, not being able to snag the center mass of this. However, we turn to Freddy. You're no longer blinded.
Alright. I am going to use sleep at a first level.
Go ahead and roll for your sleep.
Where did sleep go? There it is. Twenty health.
It's a strange thing to watch a creature made out of mostly air and dust hit the ground in slumber. But it's a sight that you can say that you have now seen. As the final method for your guys' group does indeed fall asleep. Well, righty then.
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna give up Bardic Inspiration.
Gotcha.
Control.
Back to Jove.
Alrighty. That laugh method is still standing strong.
Mm-hmm.
Jove will.
Still poised to bite Jaster's foot.
All right. He's gonna try and hit the squirrely little bastard one more time.
Go for it.
Flanked, correct?
Indeed. It was indeed flanked. Oh, John Sierra time. 117.
That's so weird. I got 2 16s, which puts me at 22.
That'll do.
That'll do.
That'll do. That'll do. Let's get some damage on it.
Yep, that's gonna be for 12 piercing.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah, just like I imagine this thing, because it's getting smaller, right, as we're dealing damage to it. So he's just gonna finally just kebab this fucker, like, right on the ground, almost like those little pokey things that people will pick up
trash picker.
with. Yeah, trash picker. So I imagine just at this point Jove is able to just finally just hone it down, guess where it's gonna be going, and just get it real good and kind of shake it up into the air, I suppose.
Yeah, and as you do, it pops. Can I have you both make Constitution saving throw?
Nice. 22.
And a 13.
13. Yep, with the final pop, your adversaries are defeated, and your eyes remain unclouded. Initiative is over for you guys. However, we return to the other party. Rornak, is your move first.
let's try and hit it again.
Go ahead. Do so with
This time a
advantage.
12.
A tw-
Oh, right, advantage. That's a 22 then that time.
That'll hit.
Nice. So it does take 9 piercing. And go for the bonus attack. That one is a 15 to hit
That'll be hit again.
for an additional 3 bludgeoning.
All right, with the final pop, can I have Freddy and Rornak make Constitution saving throws? As you watch, with the sleeping method, you just drive your spear down, and then with your unarmed strike, you really just hammer fist the bottom of your spear and just drive it deeper into the ground.
I love that. And that's a 16 for con.
That'll pass. Freddy?
I was muted. Nat 20 for 22.
Yes, you will not be caught for a 5th time. Which you're all able to successfully throw up your guard and avoid being blinded with a small series of 6 pops ring out into the night of Mulemaster. We are out of initiative. As some of you looking a little worse for wear, some of you a little better than others. I'll let you guys go ahead and take it away from there.
Yeah, I think the first thing Jasper does is look over at where she knows the other two is, and she doesn't really see any, like, flashes of light or really any noise from that direction. That isn't normal city noise, so she calms down and looks at Jove. How did they fucking find us?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Thought it was odd that they seemed to be attracted to you, like
Yeah, that I step in, like, elemental nip or something.
yeah, it was like they were attracted to you like honey or something like that. So that was frankly weird. I mean,
And
Maybe-
then
Could I-
Jasper has the realization. Wait. When I... But yeah?
I didn't hear any of
And
that.
yeah, I didn't hear you say
when
that.
I spat out that tea, it landed on my foot, yeah? And you didn't drink any.
No,
So I think they found us because of the tea.
well, shit. Well, that means they were out for us from the beginning.
I guess so.
And with that, Jove is going to take a good long look at the guards that we have been watching, walk around and see if they have been disturbed at all, just to see if they're if they're on alert or anything like that.
You looking down with your passive of 17, Jove, you can see that there has been a change in there. It's not that the guards have been alerted. Instead, you can see what appears to be a number of individuals, about 4 of them, led by a singular person, all go out towards the garden where there's all those flowers, not super far away from that little garden shed in the back of the complex. And they are all currently seated kind of in this garden underneath the light of the moon, and appear to be doing some sort of meditation or breathing. Counting out, you
Go.
see what appears to be 4 individuals seated, led by 1 individual who is standing. Go ahead and roll perception.
That is unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20. You can make out with your keen ranger eyes what appears to be the nobles of the compound, being led by that elven-looking individual. They appear to be in some sort of meditation or breathing class. Each one appears to have like a little potted yellow flower set in between like their legs, almost mimicking the same pose as their little yellow roses.
Jove is going to point that out to Jasper and say, Jasper, looks like they've got all the nobles or something out there messing around with those flowers. So I don't know. They might be just doing a practice or something. But that's the only change we've seen up here besides those guards moving around. So
I don't know, I think maybe the best thing is to just sit and wait. It doesn't seem like they are aware that we're up here, so it was maybe just those elementals acting on instinct or some sort of default command.
yeah, I do think this is probably going to be the best way that we actually get into the compound is doing this little going down the side of the wall and not trying to go through the front gate. So if you wanted to stay up here, maybe I could go down and get the rest of the folks, and we can start making our move. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
It might be safer for me to do it. I don't want to risk. I don't know. I trust your athleticism implicitly, but I don't know. One wrong move up here and it's game over. So maybe I should go.
Fair enough. I guess you do have them fancy boots that make going up and down pretty easy. So, and I'm a little more, I step a little heavier than you these days. So, sure, I'll keep my eyes trained up here, and then if you want to go rally the troops, I'll report back what I see.
Okay, I'll be quick. She'll run and do that.
Yep, you have a
Kind
climbing
of,
speed equal to your walking speed, so you move in a single round all the way down this wall.
Beautiful. Yeah, and she'll stay out of view of the complex as best as possible as she.
Go ahead and roll me a
makes her way
stealth
up.
check.
Sure. Oh, beautiful. That's a 22.
Yeah, absolutely. And sneak down the walls of this, ducking out of the light of the moon, sneaking your way by the walls. It is familiar to the way you feel as you leave your own estate. As you go down the wall of Bullmaster, sneak underneath the wall through the bits of trees that hang out, growing almost over the sides of some of these walls. As you reconvene, seeing Rory and Freddie for whatever you guys have been doing for this couple of minutes of conversation. As, you know, the final pop of this dust method goes out. It's the two of you, eyes unclouded.
Ouch.
Are you doing okay there, friend? They seemed almost fixated on you during that.
I mean, with the two of us doing our best with what magic we've got, I'm not in the worst shape. But certainly wasn't a massage.
And I, to be honest, don't have a whole lot of magic really on my end. But glad you're at
Certainly
least
felt
starting.
like magic.
Yes, well. Bit of training in Ilmater's blessing, so I guess you can take it for that. But either way, we should probably get back together with our friends and check on them.
One of the nearby shadows says, "Shouldn't have drank that tea, Freddy."
Why?
We got attacked by elementals on the wall, and they seemed particularly fascinated with my foot that I spat my tea onto. So, I think that's how they found us.
You know, now that I think about it, those things that were coming after you, Fred, were literally trying to get inside your mouth.
Oh my god. If it's any comfort, it doesn't seem like the people in the compound were aware of what was happening, so our cover hasn't been blown. Job thought it would be a good idea to reconvene at our spot on the wall if you two don't mind.
I think that's for the best.
She will lead them to a spot where we can climb in relative peace.
Absolutely. Could I have Jasper? I don't need you to make the roll. Freddie and Rornak, could I have you guys make stealth rolls?
What's my modifier on that?
7.
17.
22. With a few musical clinkings from Freddie, you're able to follow Jasper until you hit that kind of stretch of wall. Joe, with your natural perception, and with the 7, you can immediately see Freddie falling behind you. Don't really see Jasper or Rornak, but you look and you can definitely see Freddie as your party reconvenes.
Anything happen while we were gone, Jove?
It's a great question.
Roll me a perception check.
That's going to be my passive of 17.
You see that during this time period, the elven individual has gathered the four nobles as they all sit in kind of this like rectangular pattern, each making up a corner of the square. He walks into the center of it and uncorks what appears to be a bottle of some sort, and you see this smoke begins to erupt from this canister, and soon covers the elf and all four of nobles in this 20-foot cube. Just as this smoke covers all five of them, and seems to last for the better part of a whole minute before, as your party returns, you see the wind eventually sweeps away this kind of smoke emanating from this bottle, this canister, and the elf and the four nobles are still there, perfectly still, just as they were before the bottle opened. It doesn't look like any of them were breathing.
Ornak, I don't know if this is part of any of the rituals or whatnot that you folks do up in your monastery, but we noticed some guards moving around, and I saw that elven lady take some of those nobles out over by the I don't know, that little flower patch where those yellow roses are, and they were all hanging out with the rose in their lap, and then right as you guys came out here, it went away, but the elven person uncorked a bottle, and smoke came out, and totally enveloped them for about a minute or so, and went away, and now they're still sitting down there, and doesn't look like they're moving at all. Does that ring any bells for you?
DM, to me that does not ring any bells, but can I roll to see if anything like that is like sort of any sort of custom that Rornak would know?
Roll either history or religion, your choice.
Gotcha. I will roll religion. That's just a 5, though.
Just a 5. That is not a practice of the monastery of the Yellow Rose.
Yeah.
There is no parts of holding your breath and exposing yourself to various gases. The air of the monastery is already so thin that you don't have to do any of that stuff to focus on the breath or deprive yourself of it, as is part of your training.
Yeah.
It's superfluous superfluous at best, sinister at worst. At least that's what your 5 implies to you, Rornak.
Gotcha. Jove, I can tell you right now that I never did any sort of custom like this when I was out at the monastery. I mean, you're so high up, the air is so thin as it is. That's all the training that you really need doing the exercise, so at best, they're just adding more to it. At worst, something very, very wrong is going on with that.
Well, I think it's safe to say that it's the latter, considering that if they're giving out tea that, I don't know, summons elemental flying rats to come and find you if you try and leave the complex. So, yeah, that's not looking so good. I'm getting the feeling that there's some sort of I don't know, hostage prisoner situation going on here. Or, some classic brainwashing, but whatever it might be, I think it's best that we strike sooner rather than later. Jasper and I've relatively timed out the guards passing, but I don't know about you folks. I think our best way in is probably going to be throwing a rope down the side and going in this way rather than trying to go through the front door.
Do we want to take a bit of a breather before we do that? Because I imagine once we make our move, it's going to be pretty intense. Doesn't look like they're going anywhere right now.
I'm fine.
I'm personally okay to move forward, but if someone else needs a breather, then this is the time to do it.
I wouldn't mind the quick one. just to be safe. And as long as they're not making any weird moves, I don't see the harm.
Guess we could keep a lookout right now while we give ourselves a moment.
Yeah, I can keep watch. Luckily for me, Jasper, I didn't drink any of that tea and didn't spit it on my foot, so it wasn't going after me. So I'm feeling right as rain right now. But I'd be more than happy to keep our eyes out, not only for the folks down there, but just in case any guards start to wanting to do their job up here and end up walking between guardhouses or what have you. So it's just going to be city watch if it is. So not really hard to tell them to fuck off if we got a cloak up here, but.
Yeah. And if we gotta make a move, just let me know. And yeah.
Okie dokie. We'll take a quick 5-minute real-time break as we take this short rest. I'm gonna let the audio continue to play, and then I'm gonna switch us to our be right back screen. So, 5 minutes. I need to use the restroom anyways, so prepare yourselves.
Also gonna be right back.
We left back.
I meant to tell you I'd be left back. How's it going, Kaya?
It's going all right. I can't complain. How about you?
I'm doing alright. Just kind of chilling. I sort of somewhat did Halloween plans yesterday. That just kind of ended up becoming chilling out at Jacob's place and ended up watching Scooby Doo with Dom. So that's fun. I
Yeah,
can't
Don
even.
told me about that.
Yeah. Great movie though. And also it stars eco goths, so like, how can you be
I here for that.
the fucking like end song is literally like some like sort of 80s prog song by the eco goth girls about like saving the environment. I'm like, you know what? Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm here for
Unproblematic
that.
babes out here.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's
Oh,
not
and
eco
Tim,
goth. That's like more of a pop rock.
honestly,
Just joking.
they dress like goths, but like their music style is I don't even know what time frame it's really supposed to be set in. They're either like very ahead or very behind, depending on things.
Or both.
True. And Tim Curry also plays the not so shocking villain at the end.
I love that.
I don't know how much people care for the sanctity of spoilers for a Scooby Doo movie here.
I think you'll be all right. Oh, we're fine.
We're not going to talk about what we really watched before that, though, which is while we were pirating that, fucking Skylar just has, like, the complete series of Donkey Kong Country, like the awful 90s cartoon show.
Fuck yeah.
It's horrible. I can't.
What?
I am. Like, I swear, like, their faces and their bodies vibrate when they talk. Like, the animation is so weird.
Incredible.
And they just,
Your
like,
eyes.
literally, though.
Didn't even
And,
realize that was a show that existed.
well, you are lucky, I suppose. It's. I think what scared me more is like I feel like that house is like indoctrinated because like Skylar like put that on for us. And it just like starts with this like just extremely strange 90s like opening intro song for it, right? And like everyone in the house is just like singing the lyrics like they just fucking knew it. Like, oh shit, Donkey Kong Country. Here we go, Banana Slamma. And I'm just like, what has happened to these people? Congo Bongo Island.
Fuck yeah.
Congo Bongo Island. Sweet Christ.
It's horrible. I genuinely felt like this was like an experiment to see like how indoctrination works,
It was just one of those ones where I'm like, I hope at no point in time you guys are going to say the words, this is good.
It's not. It's clearly not good.
No, I mean, the dude who sings for Donkey Kong is really good, but so out of place in that.
Oh yeah, every single episode has a song. Cause, you
Yeah.
know,
Really?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
somebody's passion project. I just don't know why they have that passion.
and like animation style, like it's supposed to look like the actual like Donkey Kong Country games, like on the SNES, and like it does that, but the animation is just
Donkey Kong has
so
way
weird.
too much cheek.
They stack Donkey Kong. And
They
he's, like,
gave Donkey
literally-
Kong the most ridiculous badonkadonk you've ever seen. The
he's, like,
donkadonk.
He literally is squatting in every scene. Like he never is like standing really, or like
There's one
or
scene
just-
where he stands and you're just like, God damn.
I mean, this is why the creator had a passion for this, apparently.
Just ate booty. Okay.
honestly, like he really sculpts the booty on every single character. And I don't know how to feel about it. It's so bad.
You know, at least when the one girl ape on there has huge titties, at least mammals have titties to start with, so. Minus King K. Rool's, like, mommy milker's sidekick.
Oh my god.
Because they put nipples on this alligator and just gave him the heaviest, saggiest titties possible. So you've got King K. Rool, and then right next to him is, like the dude from Lil Nicky growing titties on his head, but on his chest. And you're like, are those supposed to be pecs? They're not.
They're not.
You know, they're crocodile titties.
Also, like their eyebrows are not even eyebrows. It's like a line that connects to their mouth as well. So, like whenever they like express with it, like their whole
They're
jaw and mouth and face moves with it in like a weird way. It's unsettling.
their orbital bones would have to move for them to create the like the facial expressions they're making. Literally, their bone structure changes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
It's
That's
so
art to
jank.
me.
It's the jankest show I've seen, dude.
Okay. Enough about that. We're gonna switch back to it. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you if you were listening to that awfulness. The one time I leave the voice chat on.
I was hoping it was on.
And this is why I turn the audio off when we go to breaks. -1 to me for allowing this to happen. -1 DM points, because I also get experience for these modules, which I'm allowed to spend on a DM PC later in time. The last one was Kalimbora. Gone too soon. Anyways, you all take a short rest atop the wall of Mole Master, looking down into the complex. What do you guys spend? Does anybody spend any hit dice? I assume
I used my rogue hit dice.
you used your rogue hit
Stop
dice.
rest.
Song of Rest.
Rory just would have meditated to get his key point back. That's all.
Okay, you get an extra d6. Unless you're at full.
I'm at
Yeah,
full.
I rolled for full, but thank you.
With a quick Song of Rest, and a quick half-hour breather to steady yourselves after being hunted by these air elementals. Jove, can I have you make a perception check?
Certainly. It's gonna be for 18.
For 18, you watch as after the better part of this kind of half hour goes by, the nobles all kind of take their roses and gather them up and begin to head back inside. The elven individual goes over to the garden shed, opens it up, enters in for a couple of minutes. With your 18, you can just ever so slightly hear the sound of something metal scraping, just ever so faintly with an 18. before they exit back out. They lock the garden shed, which for you is odd that they're locking a garden shed inside of a locked compound, before putting the keys back onto their person and beginning to make the rounds with the guards once again.
Job is gonna turn to the party and say, "Hey, notice something a little odd there. After the folks, those nobles, got done with their little meditation retreat out there, that elven fellow went inside the garden shed and could have swore I heard some, I don't know, chains clanking or metal scraping or something. But the real weird thing is he busted out a key ring on his way back out and locked that. I don't know about you folks, but the garden shed back home, we didn't even have a door on ours, to be frank. It was go in and get what you need and come back out. Seems a little strange. I think something is hidden in there. Something probably important.
Might be hard for us to check that out while the guards are circling the building.
Oh, absolutely. And frankly, that elven individual is now joining them. But it's just something that we should keep an eye on before we get out of here, just in case, I don't know, there's somebody that needs our help down there. Or worse, that there's something scary and frightening, and it could be unleashed upon us.
Well, before we leave, we should make a point to get that key ring then.
I have a disguise kit if we want to play dress up and get in there and not be noticed easier.
I think the likelihood of that succeeding is really low when they know everyone who comes in and out of that place.
You never know.
I think I'm with Jasper on this one. I think our time for disguise kits is... We already put on our disguises for the day, and, well, we got some information, but now's the time to stick with the pointy end.
The real question is, how can we infiltrate this place when there's how big a time frame is there between guards, say, by the back door?
Towards the back entrance, you see with the inclusion of this elven individual, that they are doing like a full square around the complex. They're not really checking the building. They're more of walking around the outsides of the wall. It takes,
Okay.
they go kind of from like corner to corner to corner to corner. It takes about, it's a fairly sized complex, but not so long that it takes, like 5 minutes to get from end to end. More of like about every 2 minutes, they all kind of move to the sides, and then the ones going the shortest distance will walk over and then wait as they all just kind of every minute or so they change. So you got about a minute, like a full 10 rounds between each guard being in like a specific corner, if that makes sense.
Okay. So I think the goal is to get in that back door, all 4 of us, within a minute or so.
I could always ask Akila if she'd be willing to provide a distraction of sorts. They don't know that she's, well, what or who she is, so it would certainly be frightening for something like that just to, I don't know, magically appear within the insides of their walls. I'm sure that would get things going, but at that point, then we've given up the ghost, and it's really going to be Russian time from there. So I just know I'm not the sneakiest individual. I know a lot of my halfling cousins are a little lighter on their feet, but not me and my kin. We're a little thicker, and this jangly armor of mine doesn't really help with the sneaking. So I'm down to go and try to sneak, but I just want to let you all know that not that I'm hiding anything here, but I might not be the most quiet while walking around.
Hmm. I don't know that we have a better option. Cause yeah, if we send Aquila in, that'll put them on high alert, I imagine. Like she might be a good distraction, maybe if she seemed like she was just like, you know, an animal trying to get into the shed there. I don't know, Rory, Freddy, what do you two think?
Hmm.
I mean, about Aquila being.
Just what seems like the best move.
Oh. I don't think there is any good moves.
Yeah.
I don't think that Aquila is a great move though, because like I said, it's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's really a perfect way to get in. The only thing I would suggest is trying to limit how many people we're taking on at once. There's a way to either separate people or to perhaps strike at where we know there will be perhaps less or fragmented. That's what I would suggest.
Hmm.
I mean, if we go in, we're likely going to have to face just about everything that's in there, but at least if we can stagger them a bit, we have somewhat of a chance before we get overwhelmed.
Perhaps if we I don't know, if we all climb down and hid by the shed, maybe we could make quick work of the guards as they come with surprise. Because you're right, if we do attempt to sneak in past them and we fail that, we've kind of got all of them on us at once. So how about maybe we have a quick vote on whether we just sneak in and hope for the best, or if we try something either with Aquila or just try to handle the guards first.
Can I put one more thing on the table before we take a vote?
Sure.
Well, Jasper, you got them fancy boots. My biggest worry is we either get to the front or the back or wherever we're trying to go, and we're not going to be able to get in through the door. You know, whether or not we try and be sneaky, take out a few guards or whatever. Uh, maybe you can use your boots to get up into a window or something like that. I just have a feeling that, you know, maybe some of these folks aren't themselves, and if we either cut the head off the snake or what have you, that maybe these guards won't be so keen to kill us right away. So I don't know. And maybe that's not even a separate plan, but just something to have as a an audible, as it were, once we're out there, just in case we get to the back end we can't get in. Jasper, that might be a great time for you to find a window and help us in. Not that I want to have you going out there on your own, but that's the best way that I think we'll be able to get in if we can't just brute force the door down.
That actually, that's my favorite so far. How about we all get down there? You all kind of head out, hide by the shack while I go see if I can't get in through one of the windows, one of the top floor windows, and maybe just play it by ear from there. Anyone have any objections to that plan?
Not on my end.
I think that's the best we're gonna do then. Freddy, does that sound okay?
Yeah.
And yeah, if I take too long and a guard strolls up on all of you, we'll just have to go for the divide and conquer plan.
Okie dokie. So, if I understand this correctly, your guys' plan is to get, using Jasper as base like your anchor, to get everybody over these 20-foot walls, have the main party hide behind the shack, and see if Jasper can sneak onto the property and get into one of the second floor's open windows. Is that how I'm understanding this?
Yes.
Party is that is so that's all correct? Because I'm on board. I just want to make sure that I understand what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I think that's what we got, and just
Okay.
kind of see what comes at us once we try that plan.
Sure thing. You guys decide on your plan. Finish up the rest of your short rest. Watch the nobles head back into the household. Watch the guards every minute or so. The four of them, led kind of by the elven figure with the keys, begin walking kind of the four corners of the complex. Takes about a full 5 minutes to walk all the way around. You guys get to kind of that back wall. Jasper, your boots of spider climbing allowed you to scale to the top of it. How do you want to get your party over this wall?
Probably, probably the best way would be to like have herself anchored on the kind of outside of it and to like help each of them up, like using the help action for their climbing.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and we'll go Jove, Rornak, Freddy in that order. Jove, make me an athletics check with advantage.
15.
15. Yep, a 15 will do. So you climb up and you get to the top of the wall with Jasper. Then Rornak, go ahead and give me athletics with advantage.
21.
21. Yes, you scale it even easier than Jove does. The three of you are now on top of this this wall. Now, Freddy.
I got 9. Oh, wait, advantage?
Yes.
I think 9.
A 9. Yes. You scale the wall. However, it's the balance on the other hand that is less fortunate. As you go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Yep. With a +4, that's 11.
11. Freddy, you take 3 points of falling damage as you land with an inaudible thud on the other side. There's a moment of tension as that kind of goes out. Everybody make me a perception check.
Jesus.
Crit fail, Captain.
11.
21.
21. Let's roll for party. 6. Freddy lands. Rornak and Jasper, you're too concerned with how audible that is. Jove, with your shield in hand, attuned to it, you look around, and you do see one guard over towards the 2. We'll say the guards are going in like a clockwise rotation. Begins to head towards you guys on that side. You've got 3 party members on the wall, 1 on the ground. Since this is going into more of a tense moment, can I have you guys roll initiative as we're going to start breaking down these moments into 6-second chunks.
Oh, there's a nat 20 for 23.
Okay. Let me get your initiatives on this one, because this is going to be High tension. We're gonna need to break it down by 6 seconds, like an anime once did.
Oh my god.
It's so funny because I was thinking about that as well.
You know, I know my
Infiltration,
audience.
You really do.
Okay, 22, 23, 15, and 18. Well, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
So let me write all that down. We'll do Fred, Roar, Jasp, Jav, 23, 22, 18. Yeah. Freddy with the 23. 23, 22, 18, 15. Okay, so with that initiative kind of put in order, you see that the guard is probably, let's see, it's how many squares? I think he's halfway through there at the time. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45. Times it by 2. He's about 90 feet away from you all. He has been alerted to the sound of Freddy's fall, but does not appear to have seen you yet. Since this is in the shadow of the large outer wall that protects Mole Master, you guys are under the cover of darkness for the time being. However, he is making his way towards you at a speed of about 30 feet, moving his full movement. You've got definitely a round before he gets within 60 feet and is likely to spot you. So we'll start at the top of initiative, which is Freddy. Freddy, you land with a solid thud on the ground beneath. Luckily, it is not the cobblestone streets of Mole Master, but a vegetative kind of field more than anything else. However, it does knock kind of the wind out of you. You are currently prone. What would you like to do?
I guess try and continue with the party, so I'm gonna try and reclimb.
Can I still be in the act of helping that, or would I need to wait for my turn to do that?
So Freddy, you're going to try to climb up this wall back towards your party?
Yeah.
There's not a rope on there, so this would just be an athletics check, and unfortunately, no, this would be without help.
Okay.
But go ahead, you may make an athletics check to attempt to climb back up to your party.
12.
12? Not going to do. You get about 8 or 9 feet up there before you begin to slide back down.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and make as little noise as possible.
Okie dokie. We then move to Rornak.
Gotcha. So, with Freddy going down, I believe I actually have a rope with the Engineer's Pack, so I'll
do?
go ahead and actually throw that down and hold my action to help him get back up.
Okay, gotcha. Then it is. Ooh, that would be 1, 2, 3. Elvin. Elvin has. He's at the 16. So. All right, yeah. Then it is Joe's turn.
And you said the guard is at like that 2 mark on the.
Yes, he is currently
map?
90 feet away from you all. On the map, each square is 10 feet. It is a
Gotcha.
200-foot length by 100-foot width compound. So a fat chunk of land for Mole Master's stake. It's a huge property.
Jove is going to go ahead and use a bonus action to apparate Aquila, because we're 30 feet or 20 feet up on the wall.
You are 20 feet up on the wall.
Okay, perfect. So and I'm just double checking that I can, yes, so I can do it with 30 feet. So I would do it, have her apparate not directly next to Freddy, but closer to where the individual is. And he's going to try and do it. He's apparated her a couple of different ways, and I think this one he wants to do kind of the floating cloud of kind of like static electricity that all comes down to form her next to our friend Freddy.
Like a rain cloud gathering physical mass. A small, little electrically cloud kind of grows from behind the shoulder blades of Joe, traveling down the arms until it floats gently down the 20 feet and then 10 feet towards, I believe, the guard's direction. And Aquila materializes.
And then, so that will be Jove's turn. And then for Aquila, she will use her movement to go. She's got what, 30? She's got 40 feet. Beautiful. So she's going to go down. She's going to do her full 40 feet, getting closer to the shack. And so she's going to kind of dart away towards the shack.
Absolutely. With her 40 feet of movement, Aquila can make it to the back of the shack. It is, Aquila notices that it is a rather ornate-looking shed, not a conglomeration of like wood and brick, but made entirely out of marble.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Decorative, almost. And it's a sizable little shed, definitely a 10 by 10 feet, maybe probably even larger, probably closer to almost 20 by 20.
Does it, and Aquila with her, many millennia of experience, does it look like a mausoleum to her, or it just looks like a nice marble building?
To Aquila, it looks like a waste of marble.
Okay. Then she'll kind of chill out on the backside of that piece, and since I already used my bonus action to cast her, she just does the dodge action.
She does indeed. That moves us down to Jasper.
Rory's helping Freddy. She'd love to tell Freddy to do something, but she really doesn't want the guard to hear whispering on top of the noise that he's already heard. So, she's probably gonna she's gonna walk down the inside of the wall.
Use 20 feet of your movement, touch the ground. No save needed.
She's probably going to actually, she's gonna move halfway down the wall and use her action to help anyone who needs to climb down.
Okie dokie. You can help those who want to climb down. Gotcha. The guard moves 30 feet closer. I'm gonna have him roll a perception check. Ooh, that's cocked. That was either a 2 or an 18. The guard looks in your guys' direction, and a strange look crawls across his face as he moves the 30 feet forward and begins to scan the area, actively looking. Let's have all of you guys in this current moment make me a stealth check.
Oh, Evie.
He rolled high enough to spot something as a miss, but let's see what he actually sees.
22.
17.
24.
24.
Question for you, Dom. Since
Yes.
I'm not moving, do I still roll with disadvantage, or do you? Since since I have disadvantage from having the half plate or whatever I'm wearing, that chink so that moves around when I'm walking. Since I'm just standing still, do you want me to roll with disadvantage?
Roll
or no?
me a flat stealth.
Gotcha. Then for me, that's 14.
14, a 13, a 22, and a 25.
24.
Gotcha.
Do you want Aquila to roll?
Aquila's fine where she's at. Actually, no. Roll for Aquila.
She rolled a 16.
A 16. He does not see the individuals on the wall. However, his eyes do dart over to Freddy, and you hear a call out, "Oi! Meditation's ended. You should be back in the house," as he begins to make his way over. With your natural insight, he has likely mistaken Freddy for one of the nobles in this kind of dark area as he begins to make his way over. He's about 60 feet away. We'll go back to the top with Freddy.
That was with my 17 stealth, right?
I thought you said 13.
No, I said 17.
17. Okay, my bad. 17. With the 17 and this, since you are on the wall, I would say that he has not noticed that you are not one of the nobles. However, he is aware that there is somebody in this kind of back corner. And with his perception, he is mistaken you for one of the nobles in this moment.
I guess I will drop down and turn around. My apologies. If you would lead me inside, it's a little dark out for me to guide myself.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
Deception. Can I do performance?
This one's definitely a deception check.
Gonna roll deception.
You are lying. It's true.
It's only a difference of +2. I just wanted to check. That's a 22.
A 22. Has that tea gone to your brain? And he points over to the house. It's the one building with the lights on. Piss brain noble. And he begins to walk towards the outside of the shed and begins to make his way back onto his path, going through the outside of the shed. Kind of shakes a fist towards the house, which you can see does have lights on, in some of the bottom floors and upper floors, and begins to continue down his path.
Okay, so I'm gonna start walking towards the house, and I'm going to play my instrument as loud as I can to distract any audio capabilities away from my party.
Okay, roll my performance.
It's a 16.
A
And while I'm
16.
strumming, I'll just have like an aura glow around me, a yellow aura.
Yeah, that definitely catches the attention. That guard begins to look at you once again and begins heading towards your direction. The light from it. Let me see. What are the other guards? There's only 2 that could possibly see this right now. Absolutely. One of the guards towards the front gate, the elven one, does notice this with their elven perception, and begins to turns towards the sound of playing, the sight of somebody glowing. you have gained the attention. Freddy, as you begin heading towards the house, using your action to begin playing, we'll switch down over to that is Rornek.
So, with Freddy now drawing attention to himself and moving towards the house, Rory's gonna quickly roll up the rope and put that back in his bag so that's not hanging off the side of the building anymore.
You got it.
And I'll make my way back then towards where Jove is, but just if I can where I am, just like keeping an eye and perspective on Freddy, just seeing if anybody comes his way.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Of course. Not natural 20.
Not natural 20. And where are you situated? Are you still on top of the wall, or have you dropped down into the complex?
I was on top of the wall.
Alright,
I
you
guess
can-
you would see Jasper like beckoning you to climb down where she is.
Yeah. I think he would just do one last, I guess with the perception check, he would just do one last look at Freddy and just see like if he's catching anyone's attention before jumping down. And
With
heading
your
faster.
unnatural 20, you've seen that the guard that originally began waking your way over is heading towards where Freddy's at, drawn by both the music and the lights. And then you see with your unnatural 20, the elven individual. He is on if we're looking at the map, the right side towards the front gate. He has spotted this commotion and is beginning to head over that way. Looking out, you see there is a third guard out towards the left side that has not seemingly noticed, with a rather low perception roll, who is still in the middle of kind of his guard routes. Freddy has drawn the attention of 2 of these guards, 2 out of 4.
Gotcha. Alrighty. And then with that, yeah, Rornak will take cue from Jasper and scale down the wall towards her.
Go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check with advantage.
Cool. I'm glad I have advantage on that. I fucking rolled 2 twice. Oof. That's no. Well, I rolled a 2 with modifiers. That's a 6.
Rory, you take 4 points of falling damage as you go to like hop down and like grab Jasper and kind of use that to stop the fall, and then drop from Jasper the final 10 feet, and you just completely miss. Just whew. You guys like touch fingertips, and there's large. Rornak, you don't wear any armor, so it's not a very loud fall, but it is a fall nonetheless.
Oof.
You are now on the ground of the complex, and I'll say that took you only 5 feet of your movement. You still got 35 feet left.
Oh. Okay.
Jasper, you just reach out a hand and just like a quick high five before he slams into the ground.
She slowly looks down at you at the ground.
You can see both Jove and Jasper looking down at you, Rornak, as you look back up at them, picking yourself off the ground.
He's almost kind of like blinking and kind of looking around for a second before thinking to himself, why didn't I slow fall? Anyways. But yeah. So wait, so picking myself back up, I have like 15 movement then left?
Yes, you would have 15 feet of movement left.
I guess I would start heading. He would stay down low and probably start heading towards one of the doors to get into this building.
The shed?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You make your way 15 feet from the wall. You see Aquila is probably a good 25 feet away from you towards where the back of that shed is.
Yeah.
With your unnatural 20, you can see Aquila kind of crouched by the shed, her kind of dark scales in the shadow blending in just right.
Alrighty, that's all for me.
All right, then it is. All right, it's Jove.
Okay, seeing Rornak just fall down, he's not gonna try and like pre-climb this thing. He'll take a moment to cinch a quick knot if he's able to around anything, and with his rope and scale down with the help of Jasper and that kind of midway point.
Acrobatics with advantage.
Oh, I crit failed. Is a beautiful thing as a halfling. Oh,
I can't believe a 20-foot wall is really what's gonna do you guys in.
God damn it. I got a 12.
A
I
12.
rolled 3 times.
You successfully use Jasper to help slow your fall, so you won't take any damage. However, with the 12, you do land with the chink of your armor now clattering against each other. This time, Jasper definitely helped, saved Joe from taking a very hard fall. There's the audible chink of a stout halfling hitting the ground. But you don't take any damage. You don't have to pick yourself up.
That's a beautiful thing. Fuck. Then he is going to. Do I have any fun tricks? Not really.
I know, I certainly do.
Not for this particular moment. Oh, actually, I gotta look up the range of something really quick. Let's see here.
This is a good music choice.
Agreed.
Okay. So does the actual guard that was closest that interacted with Freddy, was he holding like a light source at all?
He did not appear to be holding a light source. Seems to be equipped with what appears to be like with your natural passive perception of 17, appears to be like a mace and a heavy crossbow.
Is there any lights around the shed at all?
The sheds, no. The lights that are emanating either come from little wisps of the moon breaking through, and the complex itself. You can see that there is a light on in what appears to be the library and the kitchen. On the second floor, you can see one of those rooms does seem to be lit up. Although, since you have not been to the second floor, you're not entirely sure which one or
Gotcha.
what that room entails.
Then Jove is going to use. So he gets onto the ground. He's got his full movement correct since he didn't fall. He's not prone.
Yes, you have 25 feet of movement. Used 5 of it to get down that 20 feet, so you got 20 feet of movement left.
Beautiful. So he'll do 20 feet closer to the shed to kind of be following in the same footsteps as Rory. And then, let's see here. So that would put me. Just to kind of add to the spectacle of Freddy making noises, Jove is going to, at a point 30 feet away from him, so as close as he can towards where Freddy is at this point, he'll cast the cantrip Thaumaturgy and gonna create a sound. And we'll go ahead and just say it is the rumble of thunder. So yeah, he'll have some thunder crack over the top of where our friend Freddy is going to really draw the attention over that way.
All right, you got it. It is then, as you and I believe you, Rornak, and Aquila are now behind the shed. Freddy, you're heading towards the house. The elven individual is going to use, with the sound of thunder in playing, is not going to just wait for whatever is happening. It's going to use their bonus action to dash, move their full 60 feet, and come up to you, Freddy, with a short sword drawn, back gripped, clearly ready to strike out, and gives up to you, and then stops, looks you up and down with a puzzled eye before speaking out. You're the cloak from earlier. Wait, how the hell did you get back in here? As they hold up their short sword, which now brings us perfectly to Freddy.
I have not. I did
Oh,
not go
sorry,
down that
bad.
way.
To
No
you,
worries.
Jasper.
She's gonna use her movement to get over by the shed, and if she has any like extra movement, she'll help move Jove along. Or actually, is Jove or Rory further back?
Technically, what their speed? He had 15, 20. Technically, Rory's a little farther back.
All right, she'll help him move along then, towards the shack.
Yeah, you guys have the shack kind of blocking you from the vision of the elf. The other guard comes over at his turn, comes over to you as well, Freddy. You now have this elven guard and the original one that spotted you. One on each side. You are currently glowing. You're playing music. Thunder is rumbling above your head. You're just an actual little storm performance in this moment of time, which is perfect because you kick us back off. A grand total of, I believe, 12 seconds has gone by since you guys pulled yourselves up over that wall.
I'm going to stop myself and stop playing. And I must be lightheaded from the breathing practices earlier. I was supposed to leave, wasn't I?
Roll me a deception check again.
Okay. Ow. So D&D Beyond really likes fucking with you. It'll like have it on a high number and then just like roll over once more onto a low
Oh.
number. That's an 8.
An 8. The guard and the elf both look at each other and then back to you. And they both let out an audible "Ah! Ah! Ah! Ah!" as this rings out through the complex. I would say roll for initiative, but we're already in initiative. As this cawing noise echoes out, and there is a rebuttal of "Ah! Ah! 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 Ah!" as it sounds like an entire swarm of crows is whipped into a frenzy as these bird cacophony rings out through the complex. Freddy, you still have your action and your movements. I'm going to have the guard and the elf use their action to sound the alarm.
Okay. Is that their reaction?
They were holding an action to see what you were going to do and what your response was going to be. With an 8 in deception, they're going to use their held action to sound the alarm, which is what they're going to do for their turns.
Okay. Then I'm going to use Crown of Madness on one of them.
Ooh, which one?
Oh.
What were they?
One is a human male, the other is an elven male presenting.
And what weapons are they holding?
The elf is holding a short sword and what appears to be a hand crossbow. set up in a number of kind of dark leathers. And the human male has a mace and a heavy crossbow.
On the human.
Yes, on the human. Excellent. I believe that is a wisdom saving throw.
It is wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Would you believe that's not a proficiency he has?
I would believe that.
Ooh, only a 13.
13 passes because we're level 4.
Ooh, it
Oh.
goes on. Wait. Yep, he gets no bonuses. That's just a flat 13. As that kind of golden light shifts off of you onto him, you see that for a moment he stops making kind of the cawing noises and looks into your eyes before abruptly smacking himself in the face, literally clubbing himself almost. Before his eyes kind of refocus back on you, and he continues to make this kind of awful cawing noise.
I'm gonna run towards the shack.
Absolutely. You move your full 30 feet back towards the shack.
Yes.
Absolutely. You run back towards the shack. You're 30 feet. You're probably, from your movement, so you drop down. You've had 2 turns. You've moved 60 feet from the wall. So.
Well, I wouldn't have moved I would have been walking and not like running.
Okay, so we'll say
I don't
30.
think I would have moved my full 30 feet when I was playing my thing, because I was just trying to make a distraction but not get too far away from my party.
Okay, so I would say you could make it with your full movement, you could make it towards the front of your shack. Your party probably like 10 feet away, just on the other side of it.
Yeah, I'll be a little short of that even. I don't want to like make it obvious that I'm trying to make it to the shack where there could be things hidden, but I just kind of want to run away from the house, and that's kind of just the direction that I'm going. That's what I want to make it look like.
Yeah, you about face as you throw out this magic, and it doesn't successfully take, and begin making your way backwards at pace. It then drops over to, oh gosh, I need to add some things to initiative. Where is, okay, well, it is, I believe it is Rornak's turn. 22.
Okay, so looking at it, I'm just kind of confused with the map. Like, are we using the shack to sneak into the actual building right now, or just to get into the shack at this point?
Oh, we're just using it to hide.
Right now you're behind it. What you've heard is an entire complex erupt into bird calls. In this order, you have climbed up a wall, watched Freddy fall down it, presented a rope for Freddy to crawl back up to it. Freddy was seen by a guardsman, successfully lied for a moment, then took all the attention onto himself, began to head towards the house. You saw, you fell. You saw Jove almost fall, as you all are kind of heading towards this kind of back, the back of this shed, hiding behind it from the main complex. You heard Freddy speak a few lines to these 2 guardsmen. They're not buying whatever he was selling, and they broke into this awful cacophony of what sounds almost like Raven Cause, which is then returned from the complex and the other side of this kind of compound with a answer of more Raven Cause. It sounds like there must be dozens of these calls returning. Just this,
And And from those calls, there isn't anyone like specifically near us that like I would see, like a person or something watching that's calling.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Passive 12.
Passive 12. You can tell that the calls are originating from the compound. But you're not sure if by who or what. But someone is answering these 2 guards' Raven Cause with their own, centered at the complex. That's what your 12 will get you.
Gotcha. Rory will grab another dart, readying an action to throw that if they are spotted. or if he sees somebody specifically, like someone that is doing the cawing coming at them, and will kind of like almost go to the corner of the shed, kind of like peering around a bit, before kind of looking to the party and kind of saying under his breath, "We might need to make a break for it and soon. If anyone's got bold plans, let me know."
Noted. It is. Then it is Jove's turn.
All right. Well, Raven's out of the bag at this point, so he's gonna look over that south corner of the shed, and distance-wise, how far away am I from the elven guy that's Khan?
From the elven guy that's cawing, you'd probably be about 50 feet away.
50 feet.
Yes.
He is going to. Let's see here. He's going to go around the side. He's gonna look to Rornak and Jasper, and say, "Well, we should get moving before we get surrounded." And he's gonna go around the front of it. So he's 30 feet away from the elf. He is, since it hasn't been a full hour, because we only did that half hour of rest and then pretty quickly came back over here. So he is going to bonus action to move Hunter's Mark to that individual, and then he is going to throw a javelin.
Indeed. Go for it.
Most likely misses with a 12.
A 12 on the elven individual.
Yeah.
It does actually hit.
Wow. Okay. Beautiful. And then Aquila, as she's kind of peering over, as soon as that javelin leaves Jove's hand, a streak of she's going to open her mouth, and a ball of lightning will appear between her jowls, Rasengan style, and just one streak of lightning will go out and connect to the javelin point, and kind of bringing that lightning all the way towards that elven dude, who is going to eat. I'm gonna use my piercer to re-roll my piercing damage feat. It gives me the exact same thing. So that, my friend, is going to hit for 2 lightning damage and 12 piercing for a total of 14.
You throw this javelin, Aquila's mouth opens and gives it that extra acceleration. As it strikes, it does pierce into the upper bicep of this elf. However, as it pierces in, it's like his body goes limp in that area, and he lets the full force of the spear almost spin him entirely around. And he's going to use his reaction to have that with Uncanny Dodge.
Well, I hate that. And then he is going to, since he's kind of in front of the shack now, he's going to back up a little bit. So he'll use that his remaining 5 feet of movement to have his back to the shack. He already knows it's locked, so that is a-okay. And then his turn will lapse. It'll go over to Aquila. I'm going to have Aquila go counterclockwise around the shed and be peering off the other side, taking the dodge action.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that will be turn.
All right. After Jove is, it is the elven individual, followed by, Jasper. What's your dexterity?
It's +3.
+3. All All right, then yeah, that would be Jasper next afterwards. The elven individual is going to use. Oh gosh, this has just gotten serious for them. He turns to his fellow guard, and you, Jove and Rornak, with your passive perceptions. Jove, you would hear that. Rornak, you would barely hear this, but says, "Capture the cloak. Kill the rest of them." And he's going to use his bonus action to dash over and get in front of you, Freddy. Rornak, you may use your held action to throw a dart.
Absolutely, I will.
As with elven speed, you see him immediately close the distance and get in front of Freddy, cutting you off from your escape plan. Air quotes.
Nice. And that was a 24 to hit.
A 24 will hit.
Nice. You will take 7 piercing damage as the dart shoots out.
So piercing, absolutely. Already used his uncanny dodge. It's 14. As you pierce, he holds the short sword, noticing you, but he's going to hold his action. Afterwards, it's going to be Jasper first.
When she peeks around the corner and sees this elf, get in front of Freddy, with equally uncanny speed, she's gonna emerge from the shadows and attempt to dig her axe into his back.
You may.
Assuming I've got flanking on that.
You do.
Get him.
Launch him.
I'll squanch him good. That's a regular 20 to hit.
A regular 20 will hit.
That is going to be 13 slashing.
13 slashing. How do you want to do this?
Nice.
Yeah, she just sibling, protective instincts. She just goes for the death blow right away and digs it right between right where his neck and shoulder meets and just gets really, really in there.
Yeah, you just absolutely bury your axe into the back of this elf's skull. He doesn't even realize he's dead until you're pulling out bits of his brain with your axe. Literally, the tip of it, you can't see the blade's edge. It's just gray matter. As you pull this back out, his body hits the ground with the sound of keys jiggling at his side. What else you got for me, Jasper?
Gonna pull an audible here. Could she use her bonus action to get those keys?
I would allow you to use your bonus action to get those keys, yes.
Since
you're a rogue, you can use your bonus action to interact with objects.
Beautiful.
So yes, you successfully have the keys that Jove would have seen earlier locking the garden shed.
She's gonna look to Freddy and hold out the keys. The shed. And that'll be her turn.
All right. The other guard, yells out the name. Gosh, where is it? Ah, here it is. He's going to yell out the name. Jot! They killed Rolo! And it rings out as this individual is going to back up, switch out that mace for a heavy crossbow, and is going to
Shoot me.
yeah, he's actually going to shoot Jasper first.
Whoa!
Yeah, you need to be taken in alive. Jasper, however, is expendable.
True.
Listen.
Wow.
Oh my sweet fuck, there's my nat.
Okay.
He says
Dude.
that if he hasn't gotten one this session.
Oh, that's minimum damage on the roll, though. So that's 9 points of piercing damage as
Wait, were both of your crits minimum rolls?
Yes.
I love that.
Wow.
I hate
I
it.
love that for us.
Yeah.
As a heavy crossbow bolt lands deep into your shoulder. A couple of inches in the opposite direction may have dealt you quite a bit more damage. However, you feel it pierce all the way through. A clean shot.
Yeah, she was wide open trying to give Freddy the keys. She was not prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. With outstretched arm, just like shoots, and you can feel it pass through your whole body. Just woof.
Super.
And since
No.
he has multi attack, so he'll use that extra action to reload the crossbow, and he is already back at it again.
Okay.
As those words ring out, the cacophony of raven crows grows even louder, and you hear a what bit of moonlight was shining down on parts of this area quickly find a shadow blocking it as an abundance of ravens swarm out from the complex, heading straight for Jasper and for Freddy, followed lightly behind. Jove, you can hear the sounds, and even with your low passive 9s, you hear the sounds of large scraping talons, the sound of a heavy fall, and a doom doom. As the sounds of 2 heavy thuds emanate from the complex. This swarm of ravens is going to surround both Jasper and Freddy, and you both are going to receive an attack. Okay. Well, that's in both directions. One crit fail and one nat 20.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'll let the dice decide. Jasper, since you received my last nat 20, call it God or Jesus.
We've got God in this Discord tonight, so I'm gonna have to go with that.
That is so true. You're correct. The crit fail falls to you. As you called that correctly.
If I had a choice, since I called it correctly, I'll take the crit over Freddy.
Oh, no, that's not how this works.
Fair enough.
Freddie,
Said I feel God in this Discord, so
Freddie, you take 19 points of piercing damage.
Sure do.
Oh my god.
And as we go back to the top of initiative, that's where we're going to end it for this week.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would like to continue on. However, this is only the start of a much larger fight, and I think with the introduction of that swarm of ravens is the perfect time to call it. So,
Oh my goodness.
happy Halloween, viewers.
Yay.
Welcome to our spooky session.
You know how to end it on a high note.
As the party witnesses Freddy just be absolutely blocked from view by this emergence of ravens. They fall upon him almost like a waterfall of feathers. And when they pull away from him, you can see that Freddy is almost head to toe covered in scratches and peck marks, bleeding heavily as if every exposed bit of skin was caught in the crossfire. Jasper, it completely misses you, and you just have to listen to the sound of what appears to be dozens and dozens of full-sized ravens claw at your brothers next to you. And with that happy note, as the complex sounds into full alarm, the keys to the garden shed now in the hands of Jasper, and the sounds of ravens and other large creatures abounding onto the party, we will call it there. Good night, chat. Let's say good night.
Good night, chat.
Night chat.
Good night,
Good
chat.
afternoon, chat.
Good afternoon, chat, as the case may be. Thank you so much for being here for our early session with us. We will have to see you in 2 weeks, because we will have next Sunday off, I believe. to allow our schoolboys to continue to school. And then we will return back on Sunday, November the 14th, to continue this assault onto the Breath of the Yellow Rose complex. So, peace in the Middle East. Much love, viewers. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween.